They can do with that information what they want, but at the end of the day, I think I'm done with trying to change people's minds and trying to get them to see things a certain way or try to see things through my lens, because that's ultimately not the way the world works. And
Rory McIlroy has just made a seismic career move that sent shockwaves through both the PGA and LIV camps. The same man who once called LIV a betrayal was now charting a new path on his own terms. But this decision didn't come easy. Behind the headlines lay a story of exhaustion, loyalty, and quiet rebellion that IT began with a rumor the kind that seems small until it detonates into a generational schism. Spring 2022. Golf's foundations trembled as LIV Golf, Saudi-backed and diamond-plated with oil money, burst onto the scene. Overnight, the PGA's monopoly on prestige appeared fragile, with stars like Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson defecting to this glittering new league. The promise was irresistible. No cuts, massive paydays, private jets a golfer's paradise.
I said to him, just like I said to John, I'm totally supportive of your decision if that's what you feel is the right thing for you. And look, these are guys that I've spent a lot of time with, and I guess I've said this before, but I've come to the realization is I'm not here to change people's minds. I'm here to just try to, especially when I was at the board level, trying to give them the full picture of where things are at and hopefully where things are going to go.
Whispers filled locker rooms, centering on Rory McIlroy, golf's golden boy. A four-time major winner and emblem of PGA loyalty, Rory brushed off speculation at the 2022 PGA Championship, insisting LIV wasn't for him, at least, not yet. But that subtle remark exploded across social media, trending like a misfired tee shot. Betting markets opened, rumors spiraled, and chaos followed. By 2023, LIV was expanding rapidly. Rumors surfaced of a $500 million offer for Rory, including equity in a potential global tour. Greg Norman, LIV's shark-like CEO, reportedly reached out personally. Rory pushed back, branding LIV a disruptive force threatening golf's traditions, but cracks were showing in his patience with PGA bureaucracy. Analysts dissected every move, frowns, absences, even wardrobe choices. By 2024, PGA LIV truce talks had stalled, and Rory looked tired. A viral Dubai clip of him whispering with his agent set social media ablaze. Polls suggested nearly half of fans thought he might jump ship by 2026. For now, he remained golf's reluctant guardian, defending tradition while staring at the abyss of billion-dollar temptation. At events like the Wells Fargo Championship, Rory's words were more than press statements, they were a call to arms. As others chased LIV's cash, he swung his driver like a sword, standing firm against the encroaching tide of petrodollars.
These are guys that I respect and that I've spent a lot of time with, and if that's what they feel is the best decision for them, then I'm gonna, be supportive of that decision and let them go and do their own thing.
Behind the scenes, Rory joined forces with PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan in an internal war room, devising strategies to block further defections. Poison pill clauses, loyalty bonuses, restructured purses. He emerged as the face of resistance. But even as he led the charge, his friendships began to fracture. When Jon Rahm accepted a $300 million deal to join LIV, he reportedly sent Rory a message that hinted at finality and distance. 2023 became Rory's year of fury. In interviews, he repeatedly criticized LIV's format-shortened tournaments, no cuts, team-based structures, likening the league to a cult. Fans rallied behind him, ratings surged, but as his public defenses grew louder, observers noticed signs of strain. The rumored $400 million LIV offer was denied outright, but the denial carried a tone of fatigue. After the 2023 Ryder Cup, his emotional remarks about feeling trapped in a relentless cycle went viral, fueling speculation that golf's most vocal crusader might be nearing burnout. By 2024, even critics noticed a shift. During testimony in the DOJ's antitrust probe, Rory acknowledged the sport couldn't continue operating in parallel universes indefinitely. When he finally captured the elusive 2025 Masters green jacket, it should have silenced speculation. But his victory speech, full of gratitude and exhaustion, felt more like a farewell. He reaffirmed his loyalty to the PGA, yet hinted that the place he once called home had grown increasingly crowded. He remained the face of loyalty, but the fire in his eyes now burned with something else. Doubt. Here's the irony. While Rory railed against LIV, the league's chaos was quietly making him richer than ever. Pre-LIV, his career earnings were around $18 million. By 2024, they had surged to $28 million, not counting endorsements. Competition had inflated purses, reshaped tournaments, and redefined winning, and Rory was well aware of it. In a rare moment of candor during a February 2025 CNBC interview, he openly acknowledged that LIV's arrival had indirectly boosted his earnings, a statement that broke the internet.
I mean, I think it's hard to punish people. I don't think there should be a punishment for, I've changed my tune on that because I see where golf is, and I see that having a diminished PGA Tour and having a diminished Live Tour or anything else is bad for both parties. Be much better being together and moving forward together for the good of the game. And that's my opinion of it. So
the so-called live dividend, as Forbes later dubbed it, added 9 figures to his empire. Sponsors like Nike, Omega, and TaylorMade doubled down on his clean-cut, anti-LIV persona. Ironic, given that the very villain he condemned had made him more valuable than ever. Deloitte's 2024 report even credited LIV's chaos for boosting golf's global popularity by 25%, calling Rory its accidental beneficiary. Not everyone bought the Saint act. One viral post accused him of secretly enjoying the financial perks of a league he claimed to hate, racking up 100,000 impressions. Rory brushed it off, but didn't exactly pour water on the fire. After winning Pebble Beach in early 2025, he noted the $20 million prize for the week, acknowledging that such massive purses wouldn't exist without LIV's influence. Social media exploded. What sounded pragmatic to some reeked of hypocrisy to others. Then came the fatigue. Rory withdrew from 3 non-majors, skipped pressers, and spoke candidly about needing a mental reset. His schedule, trimmed from 25 starts to 18, began to mirror LIV's easier pace. On a podcast, he hinted that LIV's format might appeal to him later in his career, though not yet teasing fans with the possibility. The tension was delicious. The man who fought the future was slowly living it. Rory's double-life moral crusader by day, capitalist beneficiary by night blurred the lines. His empire thrived on the very storm he claimed to despise. 2025 should have been Rory's victory lap. Masters champion, career Grand Slam, legacy secured. Instead, it became a year of turbulence, a slow-motion implosion, playing out in real time.
I think life is about choices. Guys made choices to go and play live. Guys made choices to stay here. And, if people still have eligibility on this tour and they want to come back and play, or you want to try to do something, let them come back.
The moment he slipped into that green jacket, social media erupted. Speculation spiked that Rory might cash in on LIV with a golden parachute. Rumors of a $250 million legacy offer circulated, promising flexible scheduling and limited appearances. Meanwhile, the Ryder Cup turned into a soap opera. Team Europe crushed Team USA, but all eyes were on Rory's sideline spat with LIV's Brooks Koepka. One viral clip of Rory shouting mid-match racked up 100,000 views in a day that he withdrew from the Scottish Open and Irish Open, citing personal reasons, fueling further speculation. In an August podcast, he admitted that golf politics had drained him, that the sport was supposed to bring joy. Fans chanted for a global schedule, betting markets shifted, and LIV doubled down with 72 tournaments mimicking the PGA. Rory criticized the move, mocking LIV while showing undeniable intrigue. Then came November 5th, 2025. Dubai. Cameras flashing. Reporters restless. Rory dropped the bombshell. A drastically reduced 2026 schedule, only 12 to 14 events, focusing on majors, Ryder Cups, and select global tournaments. He emphasized that after 15 years of grinding, he needed to be smarter to preserve his top-level career. The perfect storm of irony, inspired by LIV's model, yet pledging PGA allegiance. He dismissed defection rumors, poked fun at LIV chasing the PGA, and hinted at a unified super schedule. Fans flooded social media, while live loyalists sneered. But Rory's body language told the truth. This was self-preservation, not surrender.
To me, the faster that we can all get back together and start to play and, start to have, the strongest fields possible, I think is great for golf.
On the other side, LIV loyalists smelled victory. Greg Norman issued a statement praising LIV's model. Lee Westwood and Bryson DeChambeau chimed in, teasing Rory or calling his move smart. Vegas odds for a 2026 LIV switch plummeted. Analysts began calling his approach the Rory model. A slimmed-down calendar, shared global events, majors intact, egos soothed a blueprint for tour unification. For the first time, Rory seemed at peace. In his final 2025 ESPN interview, he reflected that golf was bigger than grudges, that he had made his choices, and that it was finally time to breathe. The noise, the money, the politics still spinning. But Rory had stepped off the hamster wheel, leaving the golf world to wonder if that was the smartest move of all. A hero who stayed, a rebel who adapted, a man who turned exhaustion into evolution. The wheel keeps turning, but Rory? He's watching from the clubhouse, finally in control.